make sure everyone's able to see that screen, which we'll be kind of referring to it every once in a while, but it should be okay. All right, well, thank you so much for being here tonight. We'll be together for an hour and a half, so it should go by pretty quickly, actually. But hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun along the way as well. So my name is Jessica, as you can see. And maybe I'll start by telling you a little bit about why you're here today, what we're going to do. So I have some ideas for future advertisements I'm going to show to you. They're really kind of in a rough form right now. But I'm going to try and get your opinion, what you like, what you don't like, and especially how we can change them to make them even better for you. But first I have to kind of explain my role in all of this. So I work for a market research company. So it's my job to meet people like you, in rooms like this, and to ask you questions about, these future advertisements created by brands, or maybe sometimes I test products or different ideas. I test all sorts of things. But I explain all this because I work for my market research company, not for the brands. So I do not work at all for the brand that developed the ads I'm going to be showing you today. So I have no particular stake in them. So if you like them, okay, great. If you hate them, okay, great. It's really all the same to me. Really what's most important for me is to understand your very honest opinion. So I'm not looking for a specific answer. I just want to know what you think. So please be honest, be spontaneous. I'm going to ask you all to participate as well. I know we're kind of a big group. There's 8 of us here. But that's not so many voices. So I really want to hear from everyone. And if I don't hear from you, I definitely will call on you. So no one hide, because I can see you all. There's no hiding here. I should also say that, I want to hear everyone's opinion, and that means that sometimes you might not all agree with each other. And that's great. That's wonderful. If everybody, if 6 out of 7 of you are all saying, oh, I love this idea, and one of you hates it, I definitely want to know that, because it's really important for me to understand, if everyone's in agreement or not. Okay? That's about it for the overall rules. I should tell you that you are being filmed, you can see, and recorded today. But obviously that's only just, an internal confidential recording that I might look at if I want to go back over your answers someday. But you're not going to be on YouTube or anything, so no worries about that. And then finally, as you can see, there's a mirror behind me. And as you can probably guess, it's not a real mirror, but it's actually one-way glass or two-way glass, however you say that. Like in the police movies and everything. So I actually have a few colleagues who are behind me who are likewise interested to hear what you have to say. You can wave at them if you want. So they're just back there just because if they're all sitting here in the room looking at you, it's a little bit uncomfortable. So I just tell you just because every once in a while I might go back there and ask if they have any questions based on what they heard, or someone might come knock on the door if you said something interesting and they want to kind of dig into it a little bit. But we'll forget about them pretty quickly. Okay? So that's it in my rules. So I introduced myself, I'm Jessica, but maybe I can have you all introduce yourselves in addition to your name tags, and tell me a little bit about, where you live or where you're from, maybe what you do for a living, and then maybe the last thing that you bought online, what it was, where you got it from, something like that. Okay? Which of you two wants to start? Who's brave?
I'll start.
Go for
Hi,
it.
I'm Joseph from Chicago. I live in Pasadena, and I work as an illustrator. And the last purchase that I bought was a Bluetooth speaker off Amazon.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Adrielle. I work here in Culver City as a legal assistant, but I live in North Hollywood. I love hiking, camping, searching, budget airlines, yoga, and my last online purchase were Hydro Flask straws, but just the straws. I wanted to clean the straws, but I didn't have the brush for them. And with Hydro Flasks, it just, eventually it builds up. Because I use it for smoothies and all that stuff. And I wanted to clean them, and I thought pouring hot water, or dipping it in hot water for a little bit will kind of take out the gunk in the inside, but then I forgot about it, and it just melted off the pot, so I had to buy new Hydro Flask straws. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Oscar. I live in Arleta, San Fernando Valley. And I work for LAUSD as a special education teacher. And the last thing I bought online was a gaming headset.
Okay.
In December.
Great. Where'd you get it from?
Amazon.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Winter. I live in Granada Hills. I'm actually finishing up a teaching credential.
Oh, really?
I do
Nice.
work for LAUSD as a substitute teacher as
Oh,
well
nice.
as a charter school.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah. You guys can trade content info outside afterwards. Yeah. And the last thing that you bought online?
oh yes, Amazon. It was a school textbook.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Lauren. I live in Santa Monica, right down the street. I work on campus at USC. I work for a nonprofit. And the last thing I bought online, I was saying I buy things on Amazon all the time, like anytime I have something. So I do like the Amazon Prime Now and I get things right away. I was making like lotions for a gift, so I bought like lotion things. But the last big thing I bought is I bought a Google Home.
Okay.
That was from Walmart, so that's different.
Okay.
Walmart.com.
Cool. Thank you.
My name is George from Alhambra. It's kind of near Pasadena, if you guys know where it is.
Guess we can commute home together.
Well, let's see. So what I do is I'm an auto damage appraiser for Geico. So I look at cars and look at a lot of crashes. So my last purchase was, I think I bought some sporting equipment on Amazon. I play tennis, so I bought my tennis balls and some accessories and stuff.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amira. I'm originally from Chester, PA. It's a small city right outside of Philly. Right now I live in like the Baldwin Hills area, and I actually work for a nonprofit also, with the youth. And the last thing, I can't remember, it was two things I bought recently. It was either hair vitamins, or it was a book called A Course in Miracles. It's a spiritual-based type of philosophy book. I can't remember which one was last.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Both of them. And where'd you get them from? Out of curiosity.
I got the book from Amazon, and then the hair vitamins actually from Facebook. Like they have a link to the site.
Okay.
Yeah, hair
Great.
exfoliating. It's pretty good.
Wonderful. We'll trade notes afterwards. Okay, great. Thank you. So before I actually show you the advertisements, I just kind of want to get us thinking about online shopping sites. So we've been talking a little bit about Amazon, but I'd like to talk specifically about eBay. Do you all know eBay? You all heard of it? You're looking at me like, yes, of course. What do you all think of eBay? What comes to mind when I say that? eBay.
I think of Amazon when you say
No, seriously.
I think
Okay.
but they own it. I don't know.
Okay, or maybe associated in some way.
Associated with it.
Yeah.
Online auctions, like people like trying to outbid each other for a specific item.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me personally, it's too competitive. Like, if I want a product, I don't want to bid with other people.
Okay.
I just want to make sure it's available. Here's my money. Give it to me. I don't want the hassle of like keeping track of somebody outbidding.
Okay. I get that.
I really don't use eBay. If I do use eBay, it's only if it's available to buy now.
Yep.
For the set price, and I'll do
But
it
even
like that.
just
But
associations.
bidding, I've tried it once, and it's just.
Or what
It's
about
just
when I
heartbreak
say
hotel.
eBay and I kind of ask you, not about the specific buying process, but to even just think about the brand itself.
I think of like throwback. I feel like eBay is like the Yahoo, like you know how
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of throwback. Yeah. What else?
Or if I think of like buying something used, I'd rather do Craigslist than eBay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like eBay's generally, I think of it as like pretty cheap and good deals because you can buy some lightly used stuff. I mean, if it's not available on Craigslist, you can go on eBay and have a lot more sellers all over the country versus Craigslist is just like local in your city.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
So-
definitely find a lot more rare stuff on eBay than Craigslist.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think more for me, it's more of a negative. I bought from before, but not a lot, and I think of the word scam. Instantly, I think of eBay, instantly scam.
Okay.
The thing that the eBay does for me that it doesn't do for Amazon, so I do a lot of like beadwork or jewelry things, and if I'm looking for something that's like mass produced, I'll go to Amazon. But if I'm looking for something for specific, there's a lot of unique sellers who have unique specific things. So like a stone that you need, you can find on eBay, where it's typically more like mass produced in a warehouse from Amazon.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. That gives me kind of a good overall sense of it and kind of gets us into the topic. So as I mentioned, today we'll be looking at some different advertisements. But I should definitely specify in advance that they're not finished advertisements at all. As you can imagine, creating an ad takes a lot of time, a lot of money. So before actually going and filming the thing, brands typically prefer to kind of test some more rougher ideas, kind of like a draft form. So what I actually have to show to you today is I'm going to be passing out some printed what we call storyboards, where essentially it's different images that convey the story that would take place in the ad. And at the same time, I'll be showing them to you on the screen. And I'll also be playing a little brief audio clip that essentially explains the dialogue that's taking place, all of the action that's taking place. So it's kind of a rough way to help you imagine what the ad can look like. But I really want to ask you to use your imagination as much as possible. I know it's kind of a hard exercise, but the reason you're here today is to help me kind of optimize and improve every part of this ad. So if there's any specific, executional detail, like I don't like this color, I don't like the way it's drawn, or whatever, that's not a big deal. We can change it. But I also really want to know what you think of the overall idea, the overarching idea of these ads. So try and think a little bit sort of broadly as well. Okay? All right. Let me pass out the papers. I'm going to ask you not to look at them, though. Let's see. We're going to start with something called couch. I'm saying to my friends behind. I also, while I'm sort of playing the video, or playing the different images, and playing the audio, you can feel free to kind of jot down some words or any reactions that come to mind if you have any. It can be a helpful way to kind of keep those in mind once we start talking all together.
Thank you.
Can I ask you to take one and pass them down? Yep, and you've got pens in the middle as well. Leave them down for the moment. I'm going to retain a little suspense.
We're missing one.
Oh! Sorry. I was expecting you guys to be 7. We didn't come up with each other. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. There you go.
Called couch.
Called couch, yeah. I mean, the title isn't super important. It's not an official title or anything, but it's mostly to help people who are watching keep track of what I'm showing you since they can't really see the screen. Okay, and I should also say, so as I mentioned, it's kind of in a draft form, so there are some images that are going to be hand-drawn, but of course, later on it'll look like a regular ad film with like live action and people and everything. So try to ignore the actual form of it. I've printed that enough now, you got it? Okay, up. Okay, you can turn over your papers, and I will play the video for you. You ready?
We open on a husband and wife looking across the room, examining their new sofa. The husband goes, "It looks good." The wife calmly replies, "Actually, honey, it looks like we didn't feel like waiting for the chaise lounge to ship, so we bought the first couch we could find." Her husband then takes a little sip of his coffee, and we cut to a colorful carousel of couches with corresponding labels. And we hear, "Don't settle. Shop eBay for fast free delivery." And then we see the eBay line, fill your cart with color, and the eBay logo.
All right, take a second if you want to jot down some words. Or if you're all set, we can just get to talking about it together.
Can you play it again?
I'd like to kind of just sit with what you got from this, but feel free to look back at the storyboard you have printed out.
I wish it was a little more, clever.
Okay.
Or like witty, how like the Geico commercials, it's really funny, or I don't know, even like the Amazon Ring My Bell, that little commercial. I just feel like it's why would we choose eBay over any other place you can order?
All right.
Couch,
What else?
I was a little confused when it says the minimal I guess my question was, is that eBay trying to say this is what minimal is, and then we're moving from what we have?
The minimal, on the couch?
Yeah, so it's saying that's the minimal, that's the minimum, but if you move to eBay, this is the other options that you can get.
Yeah, what does that specific word mean there? Okay. So I'm going to jot down some of these ideas. You'll see my handwriting is terrible, but don't worry about it.
I think they mean that's the style of the couch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe it lacked a little bit of, what was the phrase that you used?
Clever. It was
Lacked a little bit of clever?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Can you guys kind of just throw out some words?
Bland.
Bland,
Yeah.
yes.
Bland?
Very
Yeah.
bland.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. What else?
Simple.
Simple. Uh-huh. What else?
I would say confusing, because if she wasn't explaining, then I would have thought the same thing about the minimal thing.
It's a little redundant. They show the clips of the couches twice, right? I think I saw them twice. Or did it just ran through it once?
The clips of the couches? What do you mean by that?
Like it ran through them.
Yep.
and then it ran through them again,
Okay,
and
so-
then it did this at the end.
I might have to kind of specify what it will look like. So it's actually going to be a 15-second ad, if you can imagine, which is super short. So there'd just be sort of these first few. Can I borrow this?
Yeah.
Thank you. There'd be these first few scenes where people are talking, there's dialogue, and then there'd be kind of a fast-paced, almost GIF type thing. So I think you'd only see each of the couches once. It might have gone a couple times because I'm playing on a PowerPoint right now. But ultimately, you'd only see it once.
I would say boring.
Okay, boring. Yeah. All right. Let's start off with a positive because let's look at the sunny side of life. But you can be negative too. Yeah. What'd you like? Yeah, exactly. Okay, we liked that it was colorful. What else?
I would suggest maybe like instead of starting out with the husband and wife conflicting, maybe like change it to something where they're excited
Okay.
instead of them kind of regretting their purchase. Is
Okay.
that? I mean, I didn't really get it. Did they purchase the first couch that they found? Is that what
that's
happened?
what it was.
And then they were
missed out on the
having
world of
they were
I would
having
love
buyer's
to
regret.
hear from your colleagues on this. What do you all think?
I kind of like the opening, like with because it just seemed real typical, like the husband trying to like, oh, I like it, and the wife like, not being satisfied. You
Yeah.
know, I liked it that the interaction between the husband and the wife, or like the showing of that,
What do you like about that? It's interesting.
I just like the engagement, because the rest of it is kind of like animated. So I like that they actually had like two people engaging with one another. I feel like that's like more relatable.
Okay. There's a relatable element to their dialogue.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and
Okay.
like the dynamics of their relationship.
Okay. I just want to say, what are the other elements that you liked? And then afterwards we'll get into things that maybe we could change. But what else stuck out that was positive?
I liked that the end card told me something I didn't know about eBay, because I usually think of eBay as being like, and then you have to haggle about the price, and then you have to haggle about the shipping, and it just said like ships for free, and it was something that I didn't know before.
Okay.
It's very modern.
Can you say a little bit more about that? What's modern?
The different flips to the couches, they're very futuristic looking to me, at least. I haven't seen any of these styles, so I would kind of label that as a modern feel.
Okay. The couches themselves or the style of the ad? I didn't understand.
More of the couches themselves and the different pictures.
Okay.
It's very like a modern feel for me.
Okay, great. Anything else that stuck out for you?
I like that they said don't settle, because a lot of times when you are shopping and just like getting something, you kind of feel like the hassle is kind of exhausting, so you just kind of settle for. I like that they, said don't settle.
Yeah. What do the rest of you think of that?
Yeah, I liked the message of whatever you're doing now, you're missing out on this world of possibilities. Like, whatever you're doing now, you could be doing better is a strong
Okay.
message.
Another message I'm getting is like, you can have your life bland, but with eBay, you can fill your life with color and like she said, possibilities.
Add color possibilities. George, what do you think?
I definitely like the beginning part. Like, it seemed like it was going to be some kind of a story, but I mean, just kind of ended with the couches. But it was interesting to kind of see where it was going to go at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did it go anywhere for you?
Not really much, to be honest. But it started interesting because there were like two people talking, and you didn't know what was going to happen.
Okay. How did it end for you?
I guess it's just couches, right? It's not like an exciting item, so it wasn't like, something that just really stood out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I would have chosen some other type of product instead of a couch.
Okay. What kind of what's
Something
missing
more
with
common,
a couch?
something that more people buy like more often. Like I don't know, like a couch. It's like
A couch needs
Once-
like such a once
every
blue
10
moon,
years or something
Uh-huh.
like that couch. So to me, I don't know. It was just they picked. To me, it felt like they picked the wrong product to advertise for
Okay.
eBay,
Because it's
or
the
the
more
wrong
occasional.
product to use in advertisement.
Because it's not a common thing that we buy. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Okay.
Or-
Yeah.
I mean, sorry. Go on.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as someone who really stressed out about a couch purchase, I felt like it was super relevant. Like it's like that's your fear, right? Is you're like, actually, it just looks like we grabbed the first one we saw. It doesn't say anything about the space. It doesn't say anything about us, and we could have had something really great. So that it was really effective. I know it doesn't sound like it was effective to a lot of people, but it was effective to me to be like, oh, like to be able to see all of the different options at once, or to see more options, or more color, or more whatever, was effective.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Maybe instead of just showing the couches against the color, maybe they should have showed them in the space, like to show how your house
Okay.
will actually look.
What does that bring for you?
I think it's not as boring, you know.